So I hope that what I have discussed today, this is something that you will go and think about and begin this process with God. There are many prayers of sanctification and deliverance prayers online. There's this one book. Oh gosh, which one? It's very, very good. I used that when I was starting to, when I wanted to get rid of some things and I saw some addictions in my life that I didn't like. And no matter how many times I tried to stop, I couldn't. And I realized, okay, there's a spirit that I've come into agreement with. And so God helped me to get into the journey of deliverance and sanctification. There's a book, I think it's called, there it is. It's called, let me just open this quickly. It's called Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses by Reverend James A. Solomon. Wonderful book. Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses by Reverend James A. Solomon. Very good book. There are prayers in there that you can go through as you're going through deliverance. And at some point, as God begins to bring some things in your life and he's showing you, this is not good. That's not good. You need to fast to get rid of that. You need to do prayers to get rid of that. Some of these prayers will become second nature to you. You'll be able to recite them without even reading the book. But this is a good start. It is time that we grow in the Lord. It is time that we actually reflect his holiness. We reflect his glory so that God can do the things he wants to do in our lives. God does not bless sin. I don't care what they tell you out there. God does not bless sin. And it is only when certain things die in our lives and we are surrendered to God and God knows that he's got you. Your life is yielded to him. He'll begin to use you for his glory. You'll begin to walk in the purposes that God has for you. But for as long as you explain away adultery, pornography, masturbation, lying, controlling, pride, stealing, dissensions, witchcraft, jealousy, envy, for as long as you don't want to grow out of those things, you keep yourself small and you're showing God that you're a 5-year-old who can't get a license to drive. Because which loving father is going to give a 5-year-old a Range Rover and say, get on the road and drive? That's not right. That's irresponsible. So how will God trust you with power and authority that you cannot handle? You're being controlled right now by your penis or your genitals. You need to have self-control. You control yourself. And as we start these prayers and we walk on this journey, God gives us authority. The more authority we have, the more power we can handle. That's how it goes. That's why Jesus said, I did not come here to do anything that I want to do. And it's a fact. At the end, when he was sweating blood, he even said to God, like, I would rather I didn't go through this, but nonetheless, your will, not mine. That's what God is looking for. I'd like to go to see Tebogo because he's got the good deedy. You know, he's going to dignify me, dickify me. The way killing Honika thing, I know Tebogo will dickify me very well. But you know what? Being dickified is going to ruin my standing with God. It's not going to enlarge my spirit. It's going to cause curses. So I'm not going to do that. I love God way too much that I should do such a thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subject myself. And if it means I go on a run, if it means I call whoever you call, I have a group of women, we call each other to hold each other accountable. That means even when some of them are single, so when we're going on dates and we're meeting people, I'll be here with so-and-so, call me at this time, make sure that I don't end up at his house, Netflixing and chilling. Because there's nothing wrong with having sexual desires. They have a place to be expressed. That's the confound of marriage. between a husband and a wife. So we'll go more into deliverance. We'll go into maybe deliverance prayers next week. But I think this is a good start as we head towards the end of the year. So this week, my prayer, Lord, search me, show me the things in my life that I will not even admit to myself that these are problems. When I look at the list of the fruits of the flesh in Galatians chapter 5, I recognize that this is not in line with your will. And if I want to be a vessel in your kingdom to do mighty exploits, these things have got to go. So help me, Jesus. Then come out of agreements and covenants with those spirits. Command them to leave, and they will leave, because you're not coming with your own authority. You're coming with the authority of Jesus. And the Bible tells us that every knee shall bow. Every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. The Bible tells us that Jesus has been given the highest place above all principalities, rulers, authorities, dominions, all spiritual hierarchy. He is at the top. So they have to obey. But you must want to come out of these things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I pray that you have a good week. We'll continue with this conversation next week, God willing. And I pray that you mature in God and seek to be holy and seek what He wants for you. And seek what He wants for you. Because that's the only way you're going to find rest. That's the only way life is going to be enjoyable. That's the only way life is going to have meaning, is when you're actually living what God wants you to do. I cannot explain the blessings and the pleasure of doing what God wants you to do. When you are in the midst of purpose, when you're actually doing it, where you say, I was actually really built for this. This is why I was designed. This is why I was birthed. It is joy unspeakable. It brings peace like nothing in this world. You don't need people validating you. You don't need people affirming you. You just know that you are right where you need to be. I cannot explain the joy of that kind of life. You're only going to get there when you overcome. Overcome.